Police documents reveal new evidence against the man accused of murdering his estranged wife in downtown Dallas last month. They say on the day Janine Chapman's body was found, suspect James Michael Patrick was at a hospital for treatment and admitted to a healthcare professional he had dried blood on his hand because he had a fight with his wife. Fox 4's David Santendry has more evidence from the murder investigation. David?
Well, Janine Chapman's family says they could barely recognize her body prior to her funeral. Now, with the help of some police documents, we're learning a bit more about what led to her husband's arrest.
Everything.
46-year-old Janine Chapman meant the world to her sister, Crystal Marshall.
My sister was a beacon of light for me.
Now we're learning more about Chapman's estranged husband, 48-year-old James Michael Patrick, who's charged in her murder.
Just seemed like the relationship just wasn't stable.
According to a newly obtained arrest affidavit, on September 20th, Chapman took time off work for domestic issues. Then her work did not hear from her for 5 days, so her HR manager called police for a welfare check. It was at her apartment complex off Elm Street in downtown, where Dallas police discovered Chapman's body on her bed. There were large amounts of blood. A nightstand and a lamp had been knocked over. There were obvious injuries to her neck, face, and body. Chapman's family says her body was unrecognizable.
It's hard to wrap our brains around the fact that she's dead because it's like it didn't look like her.
According to the affidavit, police interviewed one of Chapman's sisters who claimed Patrick choked Chapman unconscious in a recent fight.
Don't take anything lightly at all.
It's unclear how many days Chapman's body was left in the apartment. According to the affidavit, the day police found her body, Patrick was admitted to a hospital in Austin for treatment to an adverse reaction to an unknown substance he took. During his examination, a doctor observed a bloody black fingernail on Patrick. When asked how the injury occurred, Patrick said, "I got in a fight with my wife."
My sister was a classic domestic abused woman.
After college, Chapman spent time working as a personal assistant to Sarah Ferguson, the Duchess of York. Ferguson posted on Instagram that she's shocked and saddened of Chapman's murder. She says she's making a donation to support Chapman's family.
Patrick is being held here at the Dallas County Jail on a $1 million bond. Peyton, I'll send it back to you.
David, thank you.
A Fort Worth ISD cafeteria worker was murdered at the elementary school campus where she worked. Hello, I'm Heather Hayes.
And I'm Steve Eager. It's 9 o'clock. The woman whose name has not been released was shot and killed before classes started at Sellers Elementary in Forest Hill, and the shooter got away. But classes were held as usual today, and it wasn't until after school was over that parents finally got an explanation, found out what was happening. And they talked tonight to Fox 4's Peyton Yeager. She's in Forest Hill with more on the murder investigation. Peyton.
Steve, and Forest Hill police haven't announced any arrests at this hour. They haven't even released who they are looking for. Investigators say they did find the suspect's vehicle in Fort Worth, but all of that information came out hours after the shooting and after the children had already gone home for the day. Afternoon pickup at Fort Worth ISD's David K. Sellers Elementary looked different on Wednesday. Parents had to walk inside the school to pick up their children because that morning a school employee was gunned down in a campus parking lot.
A lot of police, ambulance.
Some parents tell Fox 4 they weren't even aware of the murder outside the elementary school that's in the city of Forest Hill. Many left concerned Wednesday afternoon with extra security standing outside and little to no information.
No idea. But I knew this morning when I'm dropping off my child, there's a lot of cops. But I thought maybe some people got in a fight or any problem.
After school was let out, Forest Hill police announced a female employee at the elementary was shot multiple times and killed in the back parking lot just before 7 a.m. PTA President Keisha Brazil pulled up with her son Wednesday to police tape.
All we knew was something bad happened and know completely what.
Brazil tells Fox 4 she later learned the woman killed was a longtime cafeteria worker at Sellers Elementary who was beloved and has been at the school for decades.
She was a very happy and energetic person who worked here for many, many years. She was a mainstay here at at this school, and it would be she would leave a void.
Forest Hill police didn't confirm the woman's position at the school. Investigators only saying the woman was seen speaking to a person in another vehicle in the parking lot after she arrived for work. After shots were fired, police say the suspect took off in a silver Chevy Impala. The car later found unoccupied in Fort Worth. Police believe the woman knew her killer, and they briefed the Fort Worth ISD with what they knew. The district decided to continue the school day. Parents had the option to drop their kid off or keep them at home. The district says students who were on campus were held in the auditorium until lunchtime after police determined the suspect was no longer in the area. Brazil says her phone was constantly ringing because police nor the district disclosed the suspect was still on the run.
I think it adds to the fear of people or the uncertainty.
Forest Hills Mayor Stephanie Boardingham addressed media and parents briefly, but said little.
I do not have specific details regarding this incident to release to you.
The mayor revealing police weren't relaying any information to her office.
We don't have the details, and we're going to shut this down at this time. Thank you. Thank you.
Now, the woman's identity will be released by the Tarrant County Medical Examiner. Again, a motive is still unclear, and a suspect is still not in custody. The district says the elementary school will be open tomorrow. There will be extra security, but classes will be normal.
Police in Midlothian, south of Dallas, are searching for 3 armed kidnappers who took a couple out of their home by force, took them to another location, tied them up. Police say the victims knew at least one of their kidnappers. Fox 4's Rebecca Butcher is in Midlothian right now with the story. Rebecca.
Well, Steve, police say the victims, a married couple, were kidnapped by a group of people on Monday, taken to a short-term rental, and there they were tied up. They escaped getting loose from their ropes and grabbing a knife. It was frightening moments for a couple in Midlothian, south of Dallas, on Monday. Police say the 72-year-old man and 68-year-old woman were kidnapped by 3 people. One of those people was someone they knew.
He did not force entry into their home. They felt comfortable enough letting him in, but once inside, the situation turned ugly. They produced weapons and took the individuals from their home.
Police say the group took the couple to a short-term rental in DeSoto and tied them up.
At DeSoto, they demanded that they give them access to bank accounts and other financial accounts.
After several hours, 2 of the 3 armed kidnappers left the DeSoto home. That's when the couple started work to free themselves.
They were very lucky to be able to get free. They were both tied with ropes. The male was able to get free and assist his wife in getting free. They were able to get a knife from the kitchen of the location where they were taken and use the knife to help facilitate their escape.
Police say the couple had to fight their way out, slashing at the suspect, stabbing him in the leg and his hands.
We suspect that he has been cut, more than likely on his hands in a defensive measure, and I think he received a pretty significant cut in his leg.
They ran to a neighboring home and called 911. The man police say the couple knew who may have set them up has been identified as 21-year-old Noah Solomon Gulzar.
They knew one of the assailants from a previous business transaction. They had known him for at least a year.
He was also the one police say the couple fought to get out of the home. He's still on the run, as are the other 2 armed kidnappers police haven't yet identified. Yeah, Midlothian police are working with U.S. Marshals on locating Gulzar. He's wanted on a warrant of aggravated kidnapping, although more charges could be filed. Meanwhile, Midlothian police say they're close to identifying the other 2. Steve, Heather.
A suspect is dead after police say he crashed his vehicle into an innocent driver while fleeing police. The chase ended on Elam Road near Peachtree Road in Pleasant Grove neighborhood of Dallas. Surveillance footage captures the suspect slamming into the innocent driver. Fox 4's Blake Hansen is at police headquarters in Dallas with the latest. Blake.
Yes, Steve, the chase was brief but proved to be fatal, and nearly was as well for the innocent driver caught in the mess. A camera perched atop a business along Elam Road captures the moment a truck fleeing police slams into another driver. frozen the video to conceal the suspect's body being thrown from the truck. Moments later, you see police units involved in the chase arriving on scene. Footage later from Sky 4 shows the extent of the damage to both vehicles and the area. A mangled mess along Elam Road that would take hours to clean up. Police say the situation started shortly before 11 a.m. Thursday when officers found a stolen vehicle near the corner of South Buckner and Lake June. Police say as officers walked up to the truck, the suspect, later identified as 40-year-old John Carter, backed up, ramming a patrol vehicle, and then sped off. Police say during the short pursuit, the suspect hit the city marshal's vehicle before going on to crash into the innocent driver. According to police, the innocent driver and officers were not hurt. Police have not said whether this is a suspect they've dealt with in the past, nor whether they were simply looking for this vehicle or just came upon it.
The city of Fort Worth is not tolerating the rhetoric being spread by one group that brought their symbol of hate into a local restaurant. Good evening, I'm Clarice Tinsley. A group of Nazi sympathizers was recorded dining inside a Fort Worth restaurant this weekend. And for the people who witnessed that, they aren't just concerned about the messaging, but also the timing following the attack on Israel by Hamas militants. Fox 4's Deon Anglin joins us now with response to this incident. Deon.
Hi there, Clarice. Well, the Fort Worth Botanic Garden here is another spot where that same group was seen putting its flyers on vehicles here. The Fort Worth, the city-owned venue says it acted swiftly, getting rid of those flyers. And the mayor of Fort Worth today doubling down on what she says needs to be said.
We've seen these idiots do this in other places, frankly. They've tried Dickey's Arena. They hand out this propaganda on flyers.
Strong words from Fort Worth Mayor Maddie Parker regarding a group of neo-Nazi-clad individuals seen around the city. Most recently, this past weekend, dining at this Torchy's Tacos restaurant and putting flyers on vehicles at city-owned Botanic Garden.
I think the timing was specific in this situation. As Israel was at war with Hamas, you were going to continue to see that. Fort Worth PD is on guard.
The images from Sunday, just one day after the Hamas attack in Israel, show men wearing swastika armbands, also carrying bags with the symbol that is associated with white extremists and their anti-Semitic views.
We have to refuse to allow people like that to live peacefully in our communities because little things do add up and you see them fester. And that type of anti-Semitism, unfortunately, is under the surface.
We were getting our drinks, and that's when I noticed the guy with the armband and kind of looked at my mom like, that's got to be a costume. Like, there's no way that they would come out here like that.
Jessica Gregorio and her mother stopped by Torchy's Tacos that day, and after a couple of minutes,
I could just tell that it was not a costume. Like, this was actually a group meeting. For me, it was definitely triggering to see that these people were so comfortable to be out in public.
She recorded them with her cell phone, and that prompted a heated exchange.
After I had made comments about being a proud Jew, they said that's why you're getting blasted in Israel. And so for me, you know, I'm not from Israel, so I'm not getting blasted, but I'm going to prevent something like that happening to me here.
Since the incident, the restaurant put out a statement, in part saying, "Let us be clear, we do not stand for hate and do not support this group." It goes on to say when the group tried to come back after the exchange with Gregorio, they were not allowed. Mayor Maddie Parker hopes other Fort Worth businesses are mindful.
Not in my Fort Worth, and not in your city either, right? And what's deeply concerning is that you're also seeing people be emboldened by that type of behavior, neo-Nazis here in Texas that are acting out towards our Jewish community, and I have no tolerance for it.
Now, Mayor Parker did not give any specifics as to how Fort Worth Police, the department, is on alert, but she did say that the department is aware of everything that has happened. That's the very latest live. Clarice, back to you.
Deon, thank you.